Another day, another vlog tayo mga kastrol. Good morning from Yucatán, Mexico. Today, we're exploring Yucatán during our Carnival Breeze stop here in Progreso. And apparently, this place has one of the longest piers in the entire world. Today's excursion is packed. Meron tayong pink lakes, flamingos, Mayan ruins, a local village, a beach club, and probably heat exhaustion. So let's go! And the moment you step off the ship, Mexico immediately activates. Souvenir shops, tequila, sombrero, shot glasses, maracas, hot sauces. You walk in saying just looking and somehow leave holding a hot sauce and a fridge magnet.
Smoke.
Alam mo, tinay mo na to eh.
Mahina lang yan. Mr. Picante. Hindi yan kagaya ng dati na ano.
Yung pa rin binili ko ng precio.
Progreso. Okay. Ibang klaseng tahin, no? May chocolate. Ang galing. Mga tart yung chocolate.
Habanero, B. Habanero ng ice.
Mahilig sila sa habanero dito.
Chocolate.
Yeah. Port ng Yucatán sa may Progreso. So parang Progreso Mexico na.
So this is the famous Progreso Pier, and honestly it feels endless. You just keep seeing ocean on both sides the whole time.
Ito na, kami ay parang kindergarten na naman ulit. Nakapila na naman, 2x2s. Sa dulo yung ano namin, yung leader namin. Yung tour guide. Nice. Hahaha. Parang Pilipinas lang. Mas maganda yung isang port na napuntahan natin sa Cozumel. Ito open air doon sa may Cozumel. Ano siya? Closed, tas may AC. Dito parang outdoor.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader. Magpapaskal na tayo.
The reason the pier is this long is because the waters near Yucatan are actually shallow, so cruise ships can't dock close to shore, which means they built a giant bridge into the ocean.
That's good, guys. Ayan, dito na kami sa may bus. Papunta sa Progreso. Galing no, meron pang ano, no? Yung banyo. Nice, ihi dyan. Walang problema. May banyo.
60 meters today. That is my ex-driver. You know what he's going to tell me. If you don't like it, I have 20 miles.
We hopped on the bus and started heading deeper into Yucatan. Our guide started explaining the history of the area, and one thing I didn't realize is how connected this region is to ancient Mayan culture. A lot of people think of Cancun when they hear Yucatan, but there's actually so much history here. Salt production, ancient trade routes, Mayan cities, fishing villages, and somehow pink lakes. The roads here are actually pretty peaceful. You'll see colorful houses, palm trees, old churches, and random moments that feel very local and authentic. Not super touristy, which honestly makes it more interesting. Okay, this is the moment I was waiting for, the famous pink lakes, and no joke, it looks fake in real life, like somebody opened Photoshop and dragged the saturation all the way up. But the crazy part is, the water is naturally pink. The color comes from microorganisms, algae, and tiny shrimp living in super salty water. So technically, nature invented pink aesthetic before Instagram did. And those giant white mountains over there, that's salt. Real harvested sea salt. The whole area is actually used for salt production. The Yucatan sun evaporates the seawater, leaving behind massive amounts of salt. It's honestly one of the coolest landscapes I've seen because everything is colorful at the same time. Bright blue sky, white salt, pink water. It almost doesn't look real. If you come here around midday, when the sun is strong, the pink becomes even brighter. This place is basically drone shot heaven.
And harvest los defensas from medium size an average pool can give you
And then suddenly flamingos, real flamingos, not zoo flamingos, wild flamingos. And yes, they're actually pink in real life too. Apparently flamingos get their pink color from what they eat, mostly shrimp and algae rich in pigments. So technically these birds are seafood powered. And look at them just casually standing on one leg like yoga instructors. I don't even understand how that's comfortable. When I stand like that for 5 seconds, my entire lower body starts buffering. But seeing them in the wild like this is honestly pretty special. Yucatan is known for having huge flamingo populations because of its wetlands and salt lagoons. So the pink lake and flamingos kind of go together naturally. Mexico really committed to the pink theme. So next up, Xcambó Mayan ruins. And this place instantly changes the mood. Everything suddenly feels ancient and quiet. You start imagining what life looked like here hundreds and hundreds of years ago. These ruins were actually part of an important Mayan trading port connected to salt production. So even back then, salt was already big business. The Mayans were out here doing international trade before online banking even existed. What I like about the place is that it feels more raw and peaceful compared to the super famous ruins. You can walk around slowly, look at the stone structures, and really appreciate how advanced the Mayan civilization was. And at the same time, you appreciate shade because the Yucatan heat is very aggressive.
Think the governor is going to volunteer himself? The governor is going to offer his children. The governor is the only one allowed to have several ladies because his job was to produce royal blood. In this case, it was considered an honor because the governor knew that he needs to offer one of his children to save the city. So in this case, you will be my princess. Once that you are chosen to save the city, the first thing that I will do to you, I will walk you to those columns over there because they will throw you boiling rocks and water to create steam. Because then I will give you balche. Balche is liquor, alcohol from a flower. What happens if I dehydrate you and I give you alcohol? Happy hour. Yay! And how your blood gets what? Thin. So once that she's ready, Madam, please extend your arms.
Yan.
High priest, hold her wrist.
Pag birthday mo daw, ganyan.
Her wrist. Yes.
Example lang to. Example lang.
That vertical stone right there, in that position, the high priest extend the arms, okay? And we are going to use our imagination. You are going to pretend that my Mayan iPhone is a blade. Mayans never craft metals, but they had what? Obsidian, sharpest material on earth. So in this position, Madam, can you open your head like that? In this position, I'm able to cut throat, chest, and stomach in a single vertical cut. And the high priest will lift a little bit her arms. And in this position, the ribs are exposed so we can crack the ribs out and we can remove the heart. Familia, big applause from our princess.
Yay! So, 20 minutes daw na stay lang dito. Tapos alis na kami dito sa area na to. So, tignan natin lahat kung anong itsura. Try kong umakyat. Try natin umakyat. Medyo delikado yata to. Subukan natin. Ayan. Pinakamataas. Umakyat ako ng hagdan ngayon. Tignan ko to kung pala yung itsura dito. Kung ano no. Ayun mga kasama ko. Yan. Makaakyat ako dito sa taas. So ganyan yung itsura niya sa taas. So ayan. Nice. Sama. Hello. So ang problema ngayon ang pagbaba. Yeah, try natin bumaba. Dahan-dahan. Hindi ako titingin sa camera baka tigok ako. Nakakatakot. Success! So kung pumunta ka dito, talagang make sure na sanay ka sa init or ready ka sa init. Kasi talagang napakainit. Siguro maganda pumunta dito pag kayo medyo malamig.
After the ruins, we headed to Dzemul Maya village, and this part of this trip honestly felt very different from the tourist areas. Everything slows down, it feels quieter, simpler, more local. And then we arrived at this beautiful church in the middle of town. All churches in Mexico always have this peaceful feeling. Even if you don't know the history, you can feel the atmosphere. The architecture is beautiful too. The bright colors, old stone details, palm trees everywhere. Very Yucatán. What I like most is seeing another side of Mexico outside the resorts and beaches. The real communities, real daily life. That's honestly one of my favorite parts about traveling.
Nakakatuwa lang isipin na may ganito talaga. Pero yung history nito, ang sabi parang kaya daw ganyan yung design. Parang built siya for military daw. It's just a cover up daw. Na kasi dati sila yung mga Spaniards, diba? Sila yung kagaya sa Pilipinas. May nakakatawa may mga tindahan din, no? Kagaya sa Pilipinas talaga, diba? Parehong-pareho. Like yun. May mga tindahan din. Parang umuwi ng Pilipinas. Yeah. Parang dinesign daw to like garrison daw. I mean, basta parang yung purpose niya parang military din. Sensya na, hindi ako ganun kagaling mag-explain. Trying hard mag-explain. Tapos ito yung church. Balik ako dito. Nag-explain sila. 15 minutes lang akong mag-stay dito. Yeah. Amazing. Like yun. Yung mga amazing. Tour guide.
And finally, the recovery phase, Beach Club Silcer. After walking around under the Mexican sun all day, this place felt amazing. Clear water, ocean breeze, palm trees. Everybody immediately became happier the moment we arrived. At this point, I think the group had two goals: eat and survive. This is honestly the perfect ending after all the sightseeing. You get history, nature, then beach mode activated, and the water here in Yucatan is beautiful, very calm, very relaxing. Definitely one of those places where you accidentally stay longer than planned.
Ito na yung buffet castrol. Tulog.
Ganda. Ano?
Ganda.
Reply, no?
Bali, gago. Nice. Ito na.
I'm scared! Don't stop! Go! Where are the entry? Come on!
Ayan. Silcer. Since 1998 pa lang pala siya. Dito lang sa may Progreso, Mexico. Medyo maalon ah.
Eventually, it was time to head back. But before returning to the ship, one final mission: souvenir shopping. This is dangerous territory because somehow you convince yourself that you need things you never planned to buy. Honestly though, it's part of the fun. You take home little reminders from the ship, and every time you see them later, you remember the experience again. Yucatan honestly surprised me. This excursion had a little bit of everything: pink lakes, wild flamingos, ancient Mayan ruins, small villages, beautiful beaches, and somehow it all fit into one day. One thing I'm realizing more during these cruise trips, sometimes the best part isn't just the destination, it's experiencing places you normally would have never thought about visiting. And now, we head back to the ship, tired, slightly sunburned, probably dehydrated, but it's worth it. Mexico, that was a good one.